Hi, this is Stacy Gardner, and this is my video blog for week 8, the discussion board on assessment procedures. The document that I chose to speak on is the 2014 American Counseling Association's Code of Ethics, and the section for evaluation, assessment, and interpretation starts on page 11, and that is section E. I really didn't find anything too surprising reading about what the ACA says about assessment. It talks about the various ways in which counselors use assessment, such as mental health screenings, educational purposes, psychological, and career assessments. It talks about the primary purpose of why we do assessment and keeping the client welfare as a priority. It also talks about using the appropriate assessments for individuals. I think it speaks heavily to counselors being trained and educated on the psychometric properties and how to use and interpret these tests. One thing that I do think that the Code of Ethics probably could have maybe mentioned a little bit is that assessment involves more than just the use of tests. One thing that we learned in this class was that assessment's multidimensional, and so a sentence or two on maybe the use of a client interview and the ethical use of collateral information such as family interviews and how to conduct those might be beneficial as well. But overall, I believe that the ACA does a good job of highlighting the importance of counselors using assessments to plan their treatment. I did a little bit of research on the use of assessments for counselors, and one article that I found from 2012 is from Martin, Hess, Ain, Nelson, and Locke. And what they did is they studied the use of administering the same assessment several times throughout the treatment rather than just not at the beginning and sometimes the end. They did it very regularly throughout the client at a college counseling center. And what they learned was that it was really, the client outcomes were positive, and it provided with the counselors with feedback on how to guide future sessions and plan appropriate interventions. So overall, I believe that the 2014 Code of Ethics covers assessment pretty well. Another thing that maybe they could do is talk about special circumstances. For instance, if an individual has a special need, like in a special accommodation, it doesn't speak heavily to that. So I think that is one area in which they could improve as well. But overall, like I said, I believe that the purpose for assessment and the importance of it is covered in the 2014 code. Thank you for listening and have a great holiday season.